The Scottish Highlands, a realm of ancient forests and mist-shrouded peaks, have long been a battleground for the soul of Britain's wild places. Now a new chapter unfolds, one marked by whispers of creatures returning, of ecosystems resurrected, and of a movement gaining momentum, rewilding. But not all rewilding efforts are created equal. While some advocate for carefully planned reintroductions, others take a more radical approach, operating in the shadows, driven by a fierce urgency to see their vision of a wilder Britain restored. This is the story of rogue rewilding, a movement fueled by passion, shadowed by controversy, and poised to redefine the relationship between humans and the wild. The rugged beauty of the Highlands has always held a powerful allure. For centuries, these lands have inspired poets, painters, and dreamers, their stark grandeur a testament to the untamed spirit of nature. But beneath the surface, beauty lies a complex tapestry of ecological challenges. Centuries of human intervention have left their mark, with deforestation, overgrazing, and the introduction of non-native species taking their toll on native wildlife. Into this fragile balance step the rogue rewilders, driven by a deep-seated belief that the time has come to tip the scales back in favor of nature. The year is 2025, and a chill wind whips across the Cairngorms National Park, biting through the silence of the winter landscape. Unbeknownst to the park rangers patrolling the snow-dusted trails, a clandestine operation has just unfolded. Under the cover of darkness, a group of individuals, their faces hidden by balaclavas, have released 4 Eurasian lynx into the wild. These are no ordinary lynx. These animals are the vanguard of a movement, symbols of a growing desire to see apex predators reclaim their place in the British ecosystem. The news of their lynx release sends shockwaves through the conservation community. While many applaud the sentiment behind the act, the manner in which it was carried out is met with widespread condemnation. The lynx, it transpires, were ill-equipped for survival in the wild, released into the depths of a harsh Highland winter with little chance of finding food or shelter. One dies within days. The remaining 3, found emaciated and disoriented, are captured and taken to Edinburgh Zoo. Their ordeal, a stark reminder of the complex ethical and ecological considerations that rewilding efforts must navigate. The lynx release throws into sharp relief the growing divide between those who advocate for cautious, science-led rewilding and those who believe that bolder, more radical action is needed. On one side of the divide stand conservationists like Dave Barclay of the Royal Zoological Society of Scotland, who argues that such unauthorized releases are not only illegal but also deeply irresponsible, putting the welfare of the animals at risk and potentially disrupting fragile ecosystems. Rewilding, Barclay insists, must be undertaken with meticulous planning, scientific rigor, and full transparency. On the other side of the debate are those who believe that the urgency of the climate and biodiversity crises demands a more radical approach. Figures like Ben Goldsmith, a prominent advocate for rewilding, while acknowledging the need for lawful reintroductions, express a degree of sympathy for the rogue rewilders. Their hearts are in the right place, Goldsmith states. They see the destruction of our natural world and feel compelled to act, even if it means breaking the law. This tension between passion and pragmatism, between the desire for swift action and the need for careful planning, lies at the heart of the rewilding debate. The unauthorized lynx release brings into sharp focus the legal complexities surrounding rewilding in the UK. The Dangerous Wild Animals Act, 1976, enacted to regulate the keeping of potentially dangerous animals, requires anyone wishing to keep such creatures to obtain a license from their local council. While this legislation was primarily intended to address the keeping of exotic pets, it has implications for rewilding efforts as well. The release of any animal not native to the UK, or the release of a native species into an area where it is not currently found, could be deemed a violation of this act. The legal landscape surrounding rewilding is further complicated by the fact that many rewilding initiatives are driven by private landowners who have the legal right to introduce species onto their own land. This has led to a situation where rewilding projects are subject to a patchwork of regulations and guidelines with varying levels of oversight and enforcement. The lynx release and the subsequent debate it sparked highlights the need for a more comprehensive and coordinated approach to rewilding legislation. one that balances the need for ecological restoration with the importance of public safety and the rule of law. Section 5. Shadows of the Past, Rewilding's Long Game. The recent controversy surrounding the Lynx release should not obscure the fact that rewilding, in its various forms, has a long and complex history in the UK. From the accidental reintroduction of beavers through beaver bombing in the early 2000s to the ongoing efforts to restore lost habitats like heathland and rainforest, the British Isles have become a testing ground for innovative approaches to ecological restoration. These efforts, often driven by a combination of scientific expertise, community engagement and private philanthropy, demonstrate that rewilding can be a powerful tool for restoring biodiversity and mitigating the impacts of climate change. The story of the Eurasian lynx itself is a testament to the long game of rewilding. Hunted to extinction in the UK over 1,000 years ago, the lynx has made a remarkable comeback in mainland Europe, its population now exceeding 10,000. This resurgence, driven by a combination of legal protections, habitat restoration and public awareness campaigns, offers a glimmer of hope for the future of rewilding in the UK. The lynx, once a symbol of wilderness lost, may yet become an emblem of a wilder future. Section 6, where communities cultivate the wild. While the debate over rogue rewilding rages on, a quieter, more collaborative form of rewilding is taking root across the UK, from the community-led rewilding project in Harrogate, North Yorkshire, where residents have transformed a former golf course into a thriving nature reserve, to the urban rewilding initiative in Calderstones Park, Liverpool, where volunteers are creating wildflower meadows and hedgehog highways. A growing number of communities are taking ownership of their local environments and working to create wilder, more biodiverse spaces. These community-led projects, often supported by environmental NGOs and funded through a combination of public and private sources, demonstrate the power of collective action in driving ecological restoration. They also highlight the importance of local knowledge and community engagement in ensuring that rewilding efforts are tailored to the specific needs of a given area and have the support of those who live there. The success of these projects suggests that the future of rewilding in the UK may lie not in grand top-down schemes, but in a mosaic of smaller, community-driven initiatives. Section 7, the money trail, funding a wilder future. As the rewilding movement gains momentum, the question of funding becomes increasingly critical. Traditional sources of conservation funding, often reliant on government grants and charitable donations, are struggling to keep pace with the growing demand for rewilding projects. This has led to the emergence of innovative funding models such as Biodiversity Net Gain, a government scheme that requires developers to offset the environmental impacts of their projects by investing in biodiversity enhancements elsewhere. In addition to BNG, private philanthropy is playing an increasingly important role in financing rewilding initiatives. Organizations like We Have the Power, founded by Ben Goldsmith and the Esme Fairbairn Foundation, are providing vital support for a wide range of rewilding projects across the UK. As the ecological and economic benefits of rewilding become increasingly apparent, it is likely that we will see a further diversification of funding streams, with businesses, investors, and even individuals recognizing the value of investing in a wilder future. Section 8, Balancing Act, Rewilding on a Tightrope. The rewilding movement, for all its potential benefits, is not without its critics. Farmers, in particular, have expressed concerns about the potential impacts of rewilding on their livelihoods. The reintroduction of predators such as lynx raises legitimate questions about the safety of livestock, while the expansion of woodland could encroach on valuable grazing land. Addressing these concerns and finding ways to ensure that rewilding efforts benefit both nature and people is essential if the movement is to gain widespread acceptance. The challenge for policymakers is to find a balance between the enthusiasm for rewilding and the need for regulatory oversight. While the impulse to restore nature is commendable, it is crucial that rewilding efforts are undertaken in a way that is both ecologically sound and socially just. This means ensuring that reintroductions are carefully planned and managed, that potential conflicts with existing land uses are addressed, and that local communities are fully involved in the decision-making process. Rewilding ultimately is not just about restoring nature. It is about redefining our relationship with the natural world and finding ways to coexist sustainably. Section 9. Finding Harmony, Rewilding's next chapter. As the sun sets on the Scottish Highlands, casting long shadows across the land, the future of rewilding in the UK hangs in the balance. The unauthorized Lynx release, while ultimately unsuccessful, has served as a stark reminder of the passions that rewilding can ignite and the complexities that it must navigate. The challenge now is to harness the energy and enthusiasm of the rewilding movement while ensuring that it operates within a framework of ecological responsibility, social justice, and the rule of law. The future of rewilding in the UK is not about choosing between wilderness and civilization, between the needs of nature and the needs of people. It is about finding ways to weave these seemingly disparate threads together, to create a future where both human and ecological communities can thrive. It is a future where the lynx once again roams the wild places of Britain, not as a symbol of division, but as a testament to our capacity to restore what we have lost and to forge a new, more harmonious relationship with the natural world.